We're ancient Stone Age people. Dirty. The archaeological truth will blow your mind. Picture this. You're living 40,000 years ago. No civilization, no cities, no running water. Just you, your tribe, and the wilderness. What do you think? Filthy, right? Everyone covered in dirt and grime? Well, that's where archaeology is about to destroy everything you think you know. Because the truth, Stone Age people were obsessed with cleanliness, and not in some lucky, accidental way. They had sophisticated hygiene practices that prove they understood something we're still discovering today. The discovery that changed everything. Let me start with something that shocked anthropologists in 2015. In the Nariokotomé region of Kenya, scientists discovered evidence that humans, 1.5 million years ago, yes, you read that right, were deliberately controlling water sources. They weren't just drinking water. They were using it strategically. But that's just the beginning. The real mind-blower came from analyzing stone tools from 300,000 years ago. Researchers found evidence of what they call grooming tools, specific stones shaped with intention to scrape and clean skin. These weren't random rocks. They were designed, crafted with purpose. What does that tell us? That people were thinking about their hygiene, that they cared enough to engineer tools specifically for cleaning. This is before language, before art, before organized society, just pure human instinct for cleanliness. And here's what makes it even crazier. Fossilized plaque from ancient human teeth. Yes, really, shows something stunning. Neanderthals, our cousins from 100,000 years ago, were eating medicinal plants. Plants with anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties. They weren't healing wounds randomly. They were using chemistry intuitively. The water obsession. Now let's talk about something that will make you rethink everything. Water. We think of water as just water. But Stone Age people, they understood something critical. Anthropologists studying hunter-gatherer communities found that ancient people spent between 15 to 20% of their time near water. That's not accidental. That's systematic. They positioned their camps strategically near clean water sources, rivers, springs, natural pools. Why? Survival, hygiene, health. But it gets more sophisticated. Archaeological evidence from 50,000-year-old sites in Australia shows something astonishing. People were creating separate areas for different activities. One zone for sleeping, one for cooking, one for waste disposal. This is urban planning in its purest form, 50,000 years ago. Think about that. No written instructions, no government guidelines, just intuitive understanding that dirty areas should be separated from living spaces. They understood contamination. They understood disease prevention. Without knowing about bacteria, they were preventing bacterial spread. And the water wasn't just for drinking and washing. Bone evidence shows that people used hot water, heated rocks dropped into water, for cleaning and even ritual cleansing. They had thermal technology for hygiene. In the Stone Age, the plants they used. Here's where it gets absolutely wild. Stone Age people didn't have soap, but they had something even better. They had botany knowledge. Archaeologists found pollen residue and plant material in ancient campsites that point to specific plants being used for hygiene. Saponaria, a plant that naturally produces saponin, which works like soap. Ash from fires, which has alkaline properties perfect for cleaning. Clay, which has natural antimicrobial properties. These weren't lucky finds. These were discoveries through observation and experimentation. But that's still not the craziest part. A study published in 2018 analyzed the remains of ancient sweat lodges. Yes, they had those, from 10,000 years ago. The research showed that people were using heat, steam, and specific herbs to purify their bodies. They understood that heat opens pores. They understood detoxification thousands of years before modern medicine. And get this, they were using oils. Animal fats rendered into oils combined with plant materials. This served dual purposes, protection and cleanliness. It created a barrier against insects, cold, and environmental contaminants while also moisturizing skin. It's actually genius when you think about it. The fascinating part? Nomadic communities that we can still observe today, like the San people of the Kalahari, show us ancient practices that have been passed down for generations. They use specific plants for skin care, infection prevention, and ritual cleansing. These aren't new discoveries. They're ancient medicine being preserved. The dark truth. But here's the thing nobody talks about. Why were ancient people so obsessed with cleanliness? And the answer is absolutely chilling. Life in the Stone Age was brutal. Infection meant death. A small cut could become septic within days. Without antibiotics, hygiene wasn't a luxury. It was survival. People who kept themselves clean lived longer. People who bathed and maintained hygiene had fewer infections. They reproduced more successfully. Their genes passed down. So what we're seeing isn't just habit, it's evolution. Natural selection favored the clean. Over hundreds of thousands of years, humans who valued hygiene survived more often. Their children inherited that instinct. That behavior became hardwired into our DNA. This explains something psychological that scientists have known for years but couldn't fully explain. Humans have an innate disgust response. We're repelled by filth. And now we understand why. Because 40,000 years ago, that disgust kept you alive. So when people tell you Stone Age people were filthy and primitive, you know better. They weren't primitive. They were brilliant. They understood medicine, engineering, and survival in ways that took civilization thousands of years to rediscover. But here's what haunts me. If Stone Age people understood this, how did we forget? Because the answer to that question is even darker, and that's what we're exploring next. If this video blew your mind, hit that subscribe button. Because the deeper we dig into our past, the more we realize we're not as advanced as we think.